Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I am Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living Communities of Greater Baltimore and Columbia. Today is November 5th. And this morning I grabbed this Science of Mind magazine. It's December 2020 edition, and I just randomly opened it up to page 63, and here's what it offers us. As important as it is to evaluate the past, it is equally important to look to the future by thinking of how you would like to be in the upcoming year. Without a mental roadmap, it is challenging to know if you are staying on the path and easier to stray and lose focus. So today, think about the type of person you would like to be next year. The qualities of the divine you would like to embody as you move through the next year of your life. Who would you like to be? When we imagine in this way, it is important to allow the spontaneous action of Spirit to nudge us in directions we did not think of ourselves. And importantly, what do you hold in your heart for our world in 2026? Now, yes, I changed the date because this was written in 2020. It's a delicate dance, I find. It's a delicate dance to have a mental equivalent that is guided by that spiritual nudge versus creating such a scripted for me, it's not even a mental equivalent, it's a mental limitation. Right? To be so scripted in what my plan is that I don't allow for anything greater than what I can imagine my future to be based on my past. And so I really like that openness to the divine nudge. That place where we allow ideas to come about how we can express, or how the infinite within us is desiring to express. Because that's another way to think of this: who do I want to be? How do I want to express? How does the infinite within me want to express? That's language that works for me to bridge that mental separation that is so prevalent in this human experience. Just to consistently remind myself that I am not an either or a both and. I am simply creation expressing. As are you. As is everything. And that's a challenging paradigm to really anchor into in a physical 3D world where everything is experienced as separate. And that's the gymnastics of spiritual practice. So that's what comes alive in me, is, yes, evaluate the past and imagine the future. So I'm going to read this short passage one more time and take us into our time of meditation and contemplation. As important as it is to evaluate the past, It is equally important to look to the future by thinking of how you would like to be in the upcoming year. Without a mental roadmap, it is challenging to know if you are staying on the path and easier to stray and lose focus. So today, think about the type of person you would like to be next year. What qualities of the divine would you like to embody as you move through the next year of your life? Who would you like to be? When we imagine in this way, it is important to allow the spontaneous action of spirit to nudge us in directions we did not think of ourselves. And importantly, what do you hold in your heart for our world in 2026? And I would add, right now. So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. What a joy it is to recognize one power, everywhere present, infinite, having no beginning, it can have no end, eternal, everywhere present, no limitations, no circumference. And so its very center must be everywhere present. Nameless, because it cannot be limited by a concept in a name. Changeless, because it already is infinite possibility. Nothing for it to change into. An infinite possibility for it to express. Known by many, many names. God, Christ, consciousness, love, oneness, divine, the infinite, intelligence, so many, many names, the great mystery, the I Am. Each with its own evolving understanding, simply used to communicate a reference and a reverence to this power, this singular substance of all creation, seen and unseen, known and unknown, expressed and yet to be expressed. So I allow that reverence, that sense of awe and wonder to fill my physical awareness as I recognize that I am this in form, that all of life is this in form, that every person, place, and thing is this one substance, expressing, individualized. Wow. I am simply moved to that sense of holy wow. And so I know that in the connectivity of one, there can be no separation. And so I release the perception and embrace the truth. I embrace a new paradigm of one power everywhere present. I embrace a wholeness in the experience of life. I imagine myself living from a commitment to and an experience of this whole. A commitment to finding and being and articulating and experiencing that common ground that is the essence of all being. I imagine a world that refuses to polarize, that so deeply embraces the wholeness of one, that fighting becomes impossible, that ideas are discussed, that consciousness is discovered, that humanity is evolved. that all of the sharp edges of separation are smoothed into the indefinable circle of life that has no sides. This is the imagination of Spirit expressing within me. To see every expression of life as an individualized expression of one life. To see and palpably live into the interconnectedness in one whole harmonious operation. To fully embody the peace of one, the wholeness of one, the magnificence of individualized expression without separation. To live in that experience that every interaction is an interaction with the divine. Every interaction, the I am, interacting with the I am, lifting up the I am, lifting up those sparks of the divine fire that is within every expression of it. Until the whole of life burns brightly, the purity, the wholeness, the embodiment of one. And I am grateful. Grateful for the activity of law, the doer within this creative process that simply does, without filtering, without hesitation, with no agenda other than to express what it is given. That ultimate divine fulfillment center that simply receives the idea, the order, the impress, and makes it so. So I celebrate that the word spoken is already done. It's already complete. And that it is only my engagement in this realm of time and space that delays my experience of it. So I release all of my expectations. I release all of my arbitrary timelines. I release all of the yes, buts, if, only, when. I release it all and stand in the faith that it's already done, so that I am open to fully experiencing what is right now, and right now, and right now. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.